right, hello wine-drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and good friend Ray Signorello was in to see us, and we had a dinner with him and with our good friend Bobby at Lobster Bar, and these guys always do a great job. I can tell you, man, if you've never been to Lobster Bar, you have got to check it out. The chef there does a great job. I mean, octopus is not the easiest thing to cook. If you can pull that off for a winemaker dinner, I mean, and cook it properly, because to me, you know, it can be very rubbery. The texture on it is what needs to be right, and then putting it with the right things. Pork belly, I'm never going to argue with you. You want to put bacon on anything, man. And sunchoke, however, may give you a little bit of argument with asparagus, sunchoke, and things like that with Cabernet. But the dishes at our dinner were really well composed, and the food all tasted good. Just a few little elements that, to me, that were not right with the wine. I like the fact that these guys served the Chardonnay first, and then did Cabernet, and then did Chardonnay again. Hey, you don't have to be conventional when you do a dinner. You know, you can serve red wine first and then white wine. They do that in a lot of parts of the wine world. In Burgundy, our good friend Luc Bouchard, a lot of other people like to show their whites after the reds to refresh the palate. But one thing you do not do, my friends, at Lobster Bar, is serve the best wine of the evening, the Padrone, named after Ray's father and his inspiration. You don't serve that with carrot cake, man. Guys, I mean, I beg you, please. I implore you, the next dinner we do, please, 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 do not serve the best wine with dessert. You know, Penfolds, the greatest producer in Australia, when they do a Grange event, they will not allow you to do that with Grange. As a matter of fact, they'll say, we don't want you to serve Grange with a course. We want you to serve it with cheese, because we want the Grange to be the highlight. We want this to be what the people remember, not the awful pairing that the dessert made with it. And cheese is one of the best things to sell wine as well. I know everybody does that. It's a cliche, but at the same time, there's a reason why things are a cliche. Anyways, on to the wines. And everybody wants a little trim, and everybody also would like something that is in the everyday price range for California Cabernet. And that's why Ray created this. He's got his estate in just south of the Stag's Leap District, and it's technically just Napa, but it's his own AVA. He's got this whole freaking area that's his vineyard, and it's a really unique spot because it's kind of its own little microclimate there just south of the Stag's Leap District. And really some incredible wines being made from the estate, but Napa Valley's expensive, man. And especially when you farm at 2 tons per acre, which is what he gets out of his Cabernet vineyards that are 35 years old. That is a tiny yield. You cannot produce a wine at those yields that are values that people can drink every day. So that's why he created Trim and Edge and Fuse. And I think the Edge was first, and then Fuse, and finally Trim. They wanted to come out with something that was even less expensive for by the glass pours. And I implore you guys to put a screw cap on these wines. They're with plastic corks. That's the only thing I don't like about them. They've done a lot of research about plastic, screw cap, and natural cork. We're never going to get away with natural cork for the top-level stuff, but screw cap is much easier to open, especially if it's a by-the-glass thing. You don't have to get a corkscrew. The plastic corks just look cheap to me, and I know you're going to say screw caps do too, but as a man of science, I'm telling you, screw caps are the way to go with inexpensive wines. This Trim's mostly Lake County fruit, and really good quality here. This is about 20,000 case production, but you get actually some character of Cabernet there. Some of the loamy, earthy notes, some herbal characters to the currant and plum fruit. Really smooth tannins, and hey, this one's got a hint of clove spice at the end, and really good on the next day too. That is a sign of a well-made wine for $13 a bottle. Wow, one of the best values I've had for a California Cabernet all year. The Edge, we've had this wine in the store. Really cool package, really cool name, and there's a little Petit Verdot, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot in the blend here, but all Napa fruit, more contemporary style. They make 20,000 cases of this also, and nice amount of earth and dried tobacco spice and minerally notes here to the dark plum and currant berry fruit, dark cocoa. This is made at the ranch, which is Joel Gott's facility. Can't make that much wine at his facility where he makes the Signorello wines. I only have 7,000 cases of Signorello to go around. But this wine is all barrel aged, and it's got some new French oak in it, and really has got some structure here as well for $22. Wow, this is a really nice little value, and we're always looking for stuff in this price range from Napa. Very good juice. All right, the Fuse 2011. I may have showed this wine first because it was 2011. Maybe the 12 vintage is bigger than the Edge, but this one was a little lighter. Had a bit of that green herbal nuance that you get from this 11 vintage, but still had a nice core of fruit and really fresh and zesty style of Cabernet. The nice plum and dried cherry fruit and a nice little bit of spice at the end. into. Also drinking very nicely at the second day. Really nicely balanced. Very good juice at $23, right on the same price. And then on to the big boys, the Signorello Napa. This comes from that 43-acre estate that they have, and 7,000 cases total of all the wines they make there. And they make some other wines they don't sell in this market: a Sauvignon Blanc blend, a Pinot Noir, and a Chardonnay, other than the Hopes Cuvée. And just south of Stag's Leap and Oak Knoll to the south, they get about 2 tons per acre. These wines have got stunning concentration, and this 2012 Napa Cab's got a bit of Cabernet Franc in the blend, and they made 1,000 cases of this wine. Pierre Burbent has been the winemaker for 18 years. It was Steve DeWitt before that. He moved next door to Dariush, and a lot of consistency. Well, Ray plays a big part in the winemaking here also. These are his type of wines. He loves wines that are old world, European, have more freshness to them, less sweetness, although these wines are unmistakably Napa Valley. This 2012 is big. It's got a lot of fruit, a lot of earth also, though. Like I said, that dark spices, the espresso, and fresh plowed earth, a really unique terroir, and but still a lot of cassis, a lot of black cherry, black currant fruit, and big and round on the tongue, but lovely balance. This wine's got that spice and earthy nuance on the finish, and even better on the second day. This wine needs more time. It'll definitely merit a higher rating after it sheds some of its tannins, but excellent juice at $96. The Cabernet Sauvignon Padrone, this is killer. I mean, this is one of the best wines in Napa. There was none made in 2011. They made 2,000 cases of 2012. They're trying to make everything on the estate into Padrone, but the stuff that doesn't go into Padrone goes into Napa, and a little bit of it makes it into Edge and Fuse. But this Padrone is just a little monster here. It's got a little bit of Cabernet Franc, 9% in there. Just a beautiful bouquet. Dark currant, cassis berry fruit, bitter chocolate, this graham cracker, kind of a spicy crust note, and really lovely complexity here. Notes of herbs, and even bigger on the second day. This wine needs time. Big and chewy on the tongue. But still, this wine's got elegance and finesse for a wine that is so big. That lovely cigar box spice, and again, that earthy, minerally quality, that graphite, and really unique to the terroir that they have here, the earthy components of both of these Cabernets. Lots of tannins, but a solid core of fruit. This wine needs time, but has the right stuff. Try it again in 10 years. Killer juice. And we had the 5-liter of the 1995 and a 5-liter of 97 Chardonnay. So when I tell you the age bracket to drink this 2013, it depends how you like your Chardonnays, because apparently his wine will last 20 years on large format. It's a 36-year-old vineyard, this Hopes Cuvée, and this 2013 all wild yeast, no filtration, just like they always do with this wine. They only made 450 cases, and a really rich and decadent style of Napa Cab, that lovely lemon drop candy, vanilla bean, creme brulee, cinnamon spice, really strong minerality also. Coming out more so on the second day, you know, you really notice the concentration and the farming techniques here. When you get down to 2 tons per acre, the earth really starts to stand out as the wine opens, and lovely smooth and creamy texture on the tongue. Really solid core of fruit, big and voluminous wine, that rich creamy texture, almost a little oily, but wonderful balance here and freshness. Like I said, I'd like to say you could keep this wine for 10 years, but hey, we drank the 97 out of 5-liter, and it was fantastic. The best food and wine pairing of the night, well, they had it with red snapper and this kind of vegetable ratatouille thing. It was fantastic with the Chardonnay. And thanks very much again, Ray. What a great night out. That's what we had to drink with our friend Ray Signorello. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.